There is a silver plate lying on the floor. It's the wrong place for it. In this story, a story people have painted for 1,000 years, the plate is where the head is meant to go. A severed head, carried in, set down, presented. That's how it's always shown. But the plate is empty, and the head is in the air. It hangs there, above the ground, wrapped in light, and it does not fall. Blood runs from where the neck should be, and beads at the ends of the hair. And around it, faint but unmistakable, is the last thing you'd expect to find circling a severed head. A halo. This is the head of John the Baptist by the old accounts, the holiest man to walk the earth after Christ himself. He said something a king's wife did not want said, so at a birthday feast, after a girl finished dancing, he was taken to a cell and killed, and his head was meant to be brought out on a plate as a reward. Every painter before this one obeyed the story. They put the head on the plate. This painter lifted it into the air. He knew the rule. You can see that he knew the plate is right there, waiting empty on the floor. He put it there so you would notice it was refused. So the question isn't what happened. The question is what he wanted you to see instead. Look at the light. It's the brightest thing in the room, brighter than the gold on the walls, brighter than the jewels on the woman standing before it. And if you follow it back to its source, it doesn't come from a window. It doesn't come from a lamp. There is no torch, no candle, no sky. The light is coming out of the head. The dead man is the only thing in this palace that shines. And here is the part that's hard to shake once you've seen it. That light doesn't stay with him. It reaches across the room and lands on her, on the dancer, on her bare skin, on the jewels laid across her body. She is beautiful. But her beauty isn't hers. It's borrowed. She glows only where his light touches her. She asked for his head as a prize, and the prize has risen off its plate, caught fire with something that outlasts death, and turned to face her. The one who was killed is now the one in control of the room. She points at him. He looks back at her. Nothing else in the painting matters as much as those two, the girl and the eyes of the man she had killed, locked together, neither one able to look away. And that's when you notice the strangest thing of all. No one else is looking. Behind her, a king and a queen sit on their thrones. To the side, an executioner stands with the blade still wet in his hand. There are others in the shadows. A blazing, bleeding miracle is hanging in the centre of the room, and not one of them has turned toward it. Their faces are blank, empty, as if the air were empty too, which leaves a possibility the painter never closes. Maybe they can't see it. Maybe the head, the halo, the light, maybe none of it is in the room at all. Maybe it exists only behind her own eyes, a thing she asked for, and now cannot stop seeing, standing alone with it in a crowd that feels nothing. He never tells us. He built the painting so that we can't be sure. Is this real? Is it her guilt? Is it a judgment the whole room is too far gone to notice? The silence is deliberate. He wanted you to stand where she stands and not know. For years, people had an easy answer for why a painting could feel this strange. They said the artist must have been dreaming on opium, that the floating head, the impossible light, the palace that belongs to no country and no century, that all of it was a drug talking. It wasn't. There's no evidence he ever touched it, and the deeper you look, the more you see a mind in complete control. The light isn't smeared on, it's scratched into the surface by hand, cut into the paint so it seems to burn. The head placed with care, the plate placed to be noticed. Nothing here is an accident. This is not a man who lost his grip on the world. This is a man who built on purpose a vision no one could look away from. And the woman at the centre of it, we've been told for centuries what she is. The seductress, the monster who danced for a saint's head. But the painter who made her described her differently. Not as evil, as bored. A woman so surrounded by everything she could ever want, so numb from getting all of it that watching a holy man die was simply the last sensation left to feel. That's a colder thing than a monster. A monster wants. She has stopped wanting. She asked for his death the way you'd reach for something just to see if you could still be moved. And what she got in return was his gaze steady, radiant, unbroken, fixed on her for as long as the paint lasts. Even the king behind her is already gone. Look at his face, sunken, greyed, more corpse than man, propped on his throne like a body that forgot to fall. The one who gave the order sits there like the dead presiding over the dead. This is what one small painting held, and it did not stay small. A writer saw it and built a whole novel around a man who hangs it on his wall and loses himself in front of it for years. A young Oscar Wilde read that novel, went to see the painting for himself, and wrote a play about her. That play became an opera. The opera became a scandal that swept across Europe a craze named after her, all of it flowing out of this one silent, glowing room. But go back to the room itself, one last time, back to the light that comes from the dead and not the living, back to the eyes that will not release her, and the eyes all around them that will not open. The holiest man in the story was killed to make him stop. Instead, he became the only light left. His killer stands in that light, unable to turn away, unable to say if anyone else can see what she sees. And neither can we. That was the whole point. She asked for silence and got a stare that never ends, and we are left standing beside her in a room full of people, wondering if we're the only two who can see him. If you'd like to uncover the next one, comment next part